Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a special episode of the OGSoG podcast. We're going to be trying something extremely different today, and we're calling it Podcast Mafia. We'll get there to the rules and stuff, but first, we should talk about Patreon. Hey, there's an extended version on Patreon, and guess what? You're only getting 2 out of 4 topics every time if you're watching this on YouTube. That's 2 less topics than you could be getting if you were just giving us, what, $3? Just want to confirm, is it $3? It's only $3 or something like that. But yeah, you know, go over there, pay us money, and you can hear us talk for even longer, which I'm sure you would love to do. You know, everyone's got $3, except me. Really don't. But anyways, let's move right along. Podcast Mafia. So the way this is going to work is we have been each privately messaged by OGSoG, themselves. Okay. Yeah. We've been messaged by OGSoG, and OGSoG is letting us know who is on his side. Are we either a foolish mortal or perhaps the secret Augie villain that is going to be helping him devour one of our souls?
And when we say Mafia, we mean like the traitor game Mafia.
Yes.
Not like the Sopranos.
Never mind what my family's doing up in Massachusetts. We don't talk about them.
So yeah, I probably should have clarified up front. We were talking about the traitor game Mafia, but we're doing a podcast version of it. And you're probably confused how that's going to work. So the way it's going to go is we're going to discuss a topic much like we normally would. We've already pre-chosen the topics. And the killer, who has been notified by OGSoG themselves that they are, in fact, the killer, has a phrase for each person that they're going to have to say if they want to target them and kill them. So this would almost be sort of like a weird version of your standard nighttime in a Mafia game. So we're going to do a discussion, and let's just say, in order to kill Lasercorn, I have to say, man, I love pizza. So while we're talking, if I say, man, I love pizza, after we're done talking about the topic, we would reveal that Lasercorn was dead because I killed him from saying the phrase. So that's kind of how that would go.
But it's funny because him saying I love pizza would flag something in me and say, wait, but you're like allergic to cheese. Are you sure you like it? And then I'd be like, oh, maybe he's the killer.
Yeah. So then after each topic, it's almost more like One Night Mafia, One Night Werewolf or whatever. After each topic, we're going to discuss, the people that are remaining will discuss amongst themselves who they think the secret OGSoG Mafia is, and we'll see if we can get it right. We're going to do 4 rounds. Once again, only 2 of these are on Patreon. And if you guys like this, we're probably just going to keep this as the podcast format moving forward. So if you want to see the full game, you're going to have to go on over to patreon.com/OGSoG and check it out over there.
But we might want to modify it and make it better over time, or if you have any ideas, please let us know in the comments below. So we're trying it out, and maybe we'll just fine tune it till we really figure out the right way the machine works.
Coming up first round, we're just going to get right into it. The topic of discussion is we need more shared universe video games. Discuss, and perhaps maybe even, pitch a shared universe video game that you would like to see.
Ooh. So just to clarify this, a shared universe is not like a mashup of IPs like Kingdom Hearts, right? It is like...
No, that is. Yeah, that's exactly.
No.
That is?
No. A shared universe...
I thought it's more like a Tarantino film.
So Kingdom Hearts is a multiverse. Basically, it's taking characters from different universes and pulling them across the universe. Shared universe would be like, okay, I want to see other characters in the Witcher universe get their own games. Like, give me a Siri game.
I see.
Give me a,
Wait, no, that's a spin-off. That's not a shared universe.
Wait, but to your
I'm glad we clarified this.
To your point, Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher is a shared universe in the sense that, yeah.
So, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No, wait. I want more. Tell me more about that.
Now we have to Google shared universe.
So Geralt talks to Ciri about where she's been when she's been time hopping everywhere. And she talks about going to a universe where people have metal on their faces and there's flying ships. And so the thought is that it is the cyberpunk universe. Yes.
Okay,
and so in that sense, Tarantino is a very good example of it, where it's like, all the Tarantino films, they have a shared universe. They have the same cigarette companies, the same burger companies, all across their different.
So it's almost
IPs.
like two IPs that you would like to exist together.
I still say that's a multiverse. If you're traveling through some sort of portal to a different realm to get to a...
No, she's not multiverse.
That's a multiverse.
She's jumping through. No, she's jumping through.
She's
time.
jumping through time. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like the Witcher universe.
And
So wait, what
you
happened
will see a Geralt game in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, there we go. All right, well, with that in mind, I have an idea off the top of my head, just based on that. I was my original idea, but I think it's more of a multiverse, was a like Sega Genesis brawler type thing with a bunch of Sega IP. But I'm gonna dumb it down a little bit. I'm gonna narrow it down. My focus. I'm gonna say that I would like to see a shared universe game with the Ninja Turtles and the Street Sharks. I want to see the Street Sharks. The Ooze made the Street Sharks exactly the same way as the Turtles did. And the same way you have like Battletoads and Double Dragon. I want to see Ninja Turtles and Street Sharks. I
feel like there would be a lot of like strife between them. I feel like they'd be really competitive.
Oh, that strife. That was a good word. That was a killer word right there. That's a Mafia word if I've ever heard a Mafia word.
Yeah.
Strife? Jesus Christ, Mari.
We're going to save the
off
discussions for then.
Turtles and sharks are natural enemies. I've seen it on the Discovery Channel. Sharks try to eat some turtles. Sharks love that turtle
I don't
meat.
think the turtles ever tried to eat the sharks.
So instead
bite 'em.
Instead of Ninja Turtles and Street Sharks, it would be like Ninja Turtles versus Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like every versus movie where they actually start off versus each other, but
And
then
they
it's
team up to
versus
fight
someone
the
else.
big bad.
Yeah, and then there's a one of their fins and a hand clapped together in a solo shot of just that, and then they're best friends.
Yeah.
Wait, they don't have... They have hands, though. They have human hands.
No, they
Street
have
Sharks.
hands. Yeah, I know. I was.
Oh, okay.
I was just,
And the only way this IP can get even better is if they go through a time portal and they wind up with Dino Riders.
Harness the power of Dino Riders. Every time Dino Riders is mentioned, I'm going to do the little tagline there.
You should.
That's my new thing.
I'll keep working into conversation.
dude, I'm
Harness the
gonna.
power.
I don't even remember the characters from Street Sharks. I just want to look them up.
I had like a hand puppet.
Who wants to
Street
go
Sharks hand
next?
puppet.
Because I don't have one yet, so I'm still thinking.
I was really excited by this prompt, and I thought I'd go into some really interesting places with it. Because like in the BioWare games, those are a shared universe. It has if when you're doing the Mass Effect DLC, when you're doing like a heist in Mass Effect 2, there's like a statue of like the ogres from Dragon Age.
What?
So I really
That's
wanted to
cool.
like put like two different things like together that would match up in a fun way, but I just wanted to, I don't know, I came up with a very basic answer, but I don't know, I kind of like it. So I want to see a shared universe with Star Wars and Mass Effect.
Okay.
Okay.
Because they both take place in space. They both take place at a certain time that's undisclosed. Well, actually, no, Mass Effect is technically in the future. Because I think it's 2090 when we first find that there's like the little blip right outside of Pluto. But in order to get away from like the Reaper attacks, I think for Andromeda, they wound up sending like another ship that was like traveling for like 1,000 years to get to like this new area. So if you had another ship that was traveling for time, it could easily wind up in a part of the galaxy where, the Star Wars story is taking place. And just imagine like,
I mean, the Mass Effect characters pretty much use the Force. What are they, adepts or?
Yeah, so like it already
Yeah.
kind of like, it's like magic and science. Your magic that you don't understand is our science. So like, they're using the Force, but it's like, no, we've actually figured out what the Force is. We've been studying midichlorians forever, and that's how we've been able to make adepts. I don't know.
Kind of interesting. I like that.
Plus, like, no, don't get me wrong. Like, the main story for Star Wars is great, right? You've got the Rebels versus the Empire, but the stakes are just higher in Mass Effect because of the end of the universe situations. So I think by combining these, it allows the Empire and the Rebels to actually have to come together to deal with the same kind of Mass Effect situation. And anything that gives us higher stakes in a shared universe is what's going to make it work.
It's like Force users are more widely around in the Mass Effect universe, but like they would be impressed. They'd be like, you don't need any equipment to use the Force or whatever they call it.
Wait, you didn't have like a surgery in your brain to be able to use these powers? It's like, oh, you were just kidnapped as a child and then thrown into a cult, and now you have these abilities. Yeah, Garrus is going to have a problem with that.
I'm going to go with, I still think my definition of shared universe is correct, where it's characters that exist within the different within one universe having their own games. And I would like to see more StarCraft-based games, because there was the canceled game Ghost, which was supposed to revolve around Kerrigan, but be like a shooter. And, I think Jim Raynor could have his own game. I think there could be games within that world, or you could play as one of the, I forget their names, but the Dark Templar characters would be interesting.
What is a Jim Raynor?
Huh? Jim Raynor from StarCraft?
Yeah.
He's like kind
Raynor.
of
He's like one of the main characters.
Yeah, he's like who's the Marshal from Mandalorian?
Mathers?
Yeah, Carl Weathers' character? No.
What? No. Who's the guy who gets in the shoot?
Yeah.
Gets in the shootout. He originally
Boba
has
Fett outfit.
I just slid that in there.
He originally has Boba Fett's armor. He is
Timothy Oliphant.
right, but what's his character's name? That guy. He's basically that in StarCraft.
He's like a cow. Raynor's like a space cowboy in the traditional sense of a cowboy. He's like, talks a lot. He's a Jim Raynor. He's a gruff space cadet cowboy guy.
Yeah, he's Arthur Morgan in space.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Lasercorn is now officially named the two cowboys that he knows.
Yep, that's it. We have exhausted my list. So I think that's what I would like to see, more stories in that universe. Or failing that, because Warhammer was kind of the progenitor, although we already kind of have a lot of shared universe Warhammer games, so.
Is Darktide and what's the other Fat Shark game?
What, the rat one?
Yeah, Vermintide and Darktide.
So Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K are officially it's complicated.
Okay.
They're not really connected, but there's like theories that the fantasy universe exists in a pocket dimension in the 40K universe, somewhere in the Immaterium or something.
Pocket dimensions.
Yeah, or because the Chaos Gods are the same in both universes.
It's actually my favorite Dr. Seuss book. Walk It in My Pocket Dimension.
Yeah.
Stupid.
But anyway, so Darktide, so Vermintide takes place in like the same universe as the Total Warhammer games. So yeah. So the Skaven, the race that are Vermintide, are a faction in Total Warhammer. Anyway, go on.
So while I was kind of surfing around the internet about what shared universes are, I found it really interesting that Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs are in the same universe as well.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's multiple elements that connect the two open worlds, apparently. Like an assassin actually joins DedSec in Legion. I didn't play through Legion.
Aren't
but
you
I believe
in
that's
Legion? Oh no, you were almost in Legion.
I was almost in Legion. Yeah. And then there's like other things mentioned in Black Flag about like the I don't know. I guess it's Abstergo is mentioned in Watch Dogs as well. Anyway, it makes me feel weird because I'm like, in order for a shared universe to actually happen, do they need to have the same overlord company? And then it becomes less of a thing where I'm like, it doesn't feel as organic. It feels more like one company trying to just jam their other IPs in together just for the heck of it.
Well, it's how I guess like using Tarantino as an example, like that is what he's the director, so he's like the main company. So all my movies are in the same universe.
Yeah, but I feel better when it's like a guy versus like a company being like, look at all of our IPs. They're all
everything in the world is in the same universe that anyone's ever created because it all comes back to Amazon. That's
exactly.
Wait, isn't like Mario
Amazon overlords?
Yeah.
Technically, I think Mario and Link are in the same universe because of some crossovers that we've seen. So
no. So Link's Awakening was all a dream.
Used to read Word Up magazine.
Yeah, so that doesn't count as them existing in the same universe. That was just
Link is in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Those games aren't canon.
They could be.
They're about to be in the Mario movie.
But with that said, hold on. I'll give my quick answer.
Okay.
My quick answer is Grounded is in the same universe as Fallout New Vegas. It's both under same. It's the same. It's Obsidian, and I can imagine that the Grounded universe finds just a little grass patch in the fallout that has happened, and for whatever reason, they're able to stay alive because they're microscopic.
Oh.
Okay. Do you eventually get shrunk down Fallout tech?
Maybe. I mean, all the tech is pretty advanced in both universes.
It is? Because I remember using like a stick as a sword.
No. There's some really good. There's freaking wizard shit in that. You just got to play a little bit more.
All right. Well, with that, I believe, I forgot to time this one. That's on me. We said we were going to keep each topic to 8 minutes. I think that went over. So
That was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. We'll time the rest of them. That was a long one. But that's gonna. So now, our
that was my
overlord,
kill phrase. I just had to work oopsie strudel in there.
So before we turn on our cameras, Paco, reveal who died this round.
If anyone.
Well, someone did die. Unfortunately, you have noticed that Sohiki is no longer with you.
Oh.
Damn! Sohiki was my prime suspect!
All right. Well, everyone that is currently
frustrating.
living can now turn their cameras on and discuss. And just for the sake of time, we're going to keep the discussion to 5 minutes. I'm going to put a timer up right now.
Oh, that's too long. We only need like 2.
You think?
Well, mainly because Detective Raisins is on the case for this one.
Yeah. Where does it wait?
Detective
Don't start the
Raisins.
timer yet. Where does Detective Raisins come from?
I don't remember
Where did
why
that
it was
begin?
Raisins. It was
No,
some.
but what
It was an
video was that
SG
first?
video.
Okay.
It sounds
our
so
audience will know.
stupid.
Someone can
All right.
leave
Leave
a
it in
comment,
the comments.
please.
What is Detective Raisins from?
We're going to start the timer. 3 minutes. Joven seems like he wants to talk, so we'll just start with Joven starting now.
We're learning this. We're figuring it out. Paco wrote all of these prompts pretty quickly. And I think I called it pretty early there with Mari utilizing the word strife. That felt maybe a little out of place, but it also it sounded like a Paco line.
It's just because it's a word that you don't know doesn't mean that makes me a killer.
No, but that's the point. It's Paco. Paco knows a lot of words that I don't
Not
know,
my fault
so I
that
think
have
he wrote.
expanded vocabulary.
I just imagine in Joven's brain him red flagging any words he doesn't know. He's like,
There's a lot of
flags popping up everywhere. Yeah. They're all murderers.
Keep using this word responsibility. I don't know what that must be a killer word.
Red flag.
So I don't know. It was just, and also I felt like if you would work it in a very smart way, if you would work your kill sentence in early, because you also were the last one to speak, so you work your kill sentence in early. So by the time you actually give your answer, like the trail is off of you. That's what I thought. It was the one thing that kind of stood off, and I think OGSoG producer Paco would utilize a word like strife.
Okay, I don't remember any phrases particularly, but Lasercorn waited until like pretty late to answer. So I feel like it might be Lasercorn. I think he was thinking about it for a while. He's like, oh, I don't have any answers, so you guys go.
Oh, wait. So he also kept his answer, or he kept the shared universe so that he can keep the same answer.
Yeah, he's like, my definition of the shared universe,
Yeah.
I think is
You guys
correct.
are way overthinking this. Yeah, I really thought it was so hinky based on, I'm going to dumb it down for you. For some reason, that phrase stood out for me. I'm like, that sounds like something Paco put in there, but clearly, it wasn't.
No, that's elitist Sohinki talking for sure.
And he can't respond because he's a ghost.
Yeah. Woo.
That's all I can say.
I hope he has a ghost. I hope there's a ghost graphic up for him right now. I didn't notice any phrases either that really set me off and made me go, oh, that's him. But Joven was eager to go first, and I feel like when Joven is the killer, he's very accusey. Me accusey.
I don't know that word. Red flag.
Yeah. So I would probably vote for Joven.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds
like
Oh wait, no. Does
I-
that mean we all voted for a different person?
Yes.
Well, now we kind of have to rebuttal. I think is how the game
okay.
works. We rebuttal.
Well, so each person has essentially been nominated once. So yeah, you could all rebut and then do a final vote. So we'll start with Joven. Rebuttal why you're not the killer.
I was excited to talk about Star Wars and Mass Effect. I actually wrote down and did my all my pregame information, so I was just ready to go. Figure if maybe it would help someone, come up with an answer, which I think it did. But now I'm also starting to question my original. I don't know. I might side with Mari, but I want to hear her rebuttal.
All right, Mari.
My rebuttal is strife is I would use the word strife in other situations. I don't know how to rebut this. It's a word that's not that I don't know, advanced.
Just never heard you use that word before.
All right, Liz going, why are you not the killer?
So I definitely think it's Joven now, and it feels like there's some metagaming going on here. I believe what he's doing is he's like, I don't know, I might side with Mari now. Basically, he's just trying to get 2 votes on a person that's not him. Is what it sounds like he's doing. So I think he's trying to direct 2 votes at me so that he can win the game.
If I was to metagame it, I would totally call out when we did the practice round. You were the killer, and this is how you fooled us. Like you wound up sticking to your answer,
I think it's
or like your
Joven.
definition of something.
And I think not only is it Joven, but I think he might successfully get away with it here.
All right.
So, yeah.
The discussion is done. Time for final votes.
But I want it known I called it.
Joven, who are you voting for?
I just feel like I'm going to say Lasercorn, and Mari's going to get away with it.
All right,
I'm
Mari,
going to
who you voting for?
Wait, Lasercorn.
Oh,
I
all
put Lasercorn. That's my vote.
All right, Mari.
I'm sticking with Lasercord.
Okay. Wait, I get to cast my vote. It's Joven, and no matter what happens, I got it right.
All right, Paco,
Oh, no,
reveal
I'm
who in fact the
scared, I'm
secret
scared.
OGSoG was.
The killer was in
Mari.
fact Joe.
Oh, he got away with it.
You did not fool me.
He got away with it. What was the phrase to kill me?
The phrase
The
to kill
phrase
you, which
that
I had to
is.
switch actually. My phrase was gives us higher stakes. And anything that gives us higher stakes in a shared universe is what's going to make it work.
Can we can the ghost cast the tie-breaking vote if there is a 1-1-1 situation?
Yeah, I think maybe.
Because
Yeah,
the ghost
that's a
doesn't
good
I
know.
like that idea.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
New rule.
All right,
it's just made.
New rule.
The coffee just hit, guys. So talk amongst yourselves for 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Big shout out and thank you to everyone over here on one of these sides, to all the people on our Patreon. We really appreciate everything that you do for us. And if you are watching here on YouTube, go click the link down below to check out what we offer on the Patreon, from react videos to extended episodes on our gameplay stuff. We do a lot, so check it out.